Welcome everybody to the Word According to Me, AJ Tripp. So today we're going to try and do a reaction video here. Going to look at a I believe it's a trailer. Oh no, what it is, it's the 25 facts that don't sound like it's true. So we're gonna look at this and hopefully have some fun, learn some new stuff.
I'm Mike with List 25, and in collaboration with Today I Found Out, here are 25 facts that sound made up, but are totally true.
Wyoming only has 2 escalators. According to the New York Post, the citizens of America's least populated state are unfortunately being forced to use their legs to move between the floors of buildings. This mostly has to do with a lack of population, older buildings, and a preference for elevators.
24. The CEO of Food for the Poor, one of the largest NGOs in the world, is named Robin Mahfood. Or, to put it another way, the CEO is Robin Mahfood.
23. During World War II, the United States tested bat bombs. Bats carrying individual bombs would be released from the bigger bomb in mid-air. Just imagine, instead of the arms race, we almost had the wings race.
22. There are about 200,000 stars in the Milky Way galaxy. In the brain of a 3-year-old child, there are about 1 quadrillion synapses, and in an adult, there are about half that many. The bottom line is that even with a measly 500,000 trillion synapses, there are more synapses in your brain than stars in our galaxy. 21.
There were people alive during the World War II bombing of Japan who were born during the samurai period. So how is that possible? Well, because Japan basically went from swords and spears to tanks and planes in just a couple of generations. So who says civilization isn't realistic? The Satsuma Rebellion is said to have been the last battle fought by samurai in Japan, and it happened in 1877. The bombs were dropped on Japan only 68 years later, in 1945. In the meantime, the government had instituted massive westernization measures, which led to extremely rapid changes in Japan as it modernized at blistering speed. To make a very long story short, Japan's samurai period ended much more recently than most people think.
20. Mushrooms are more closely related to humans than to plants. 19.
There is a tree near Calcutta, India that is bigger than the average non-super Walmart. The average size of a Walmart is around 105,000 square feet. The Great Banyan Tree is 156,000 square feet.
18. The Japanese embassy in Paris has a 24-hour hotline that tourists can call when they start having panic attacks. Why? Because Paris isn't as nice as they thought it would be. The phenomenon even has a name: Paris Syndrome. 17.
Since the Cubs last won the World Series in 1908, Arizona became a state, got a baseball team, and that baseball team proceeded to win the World Series. Also, there were 2 world wars, and we landed on the moon.
16. Poop transplants are an actual thing, and just in case you were wondering how it works, you receive a special enema or swallow the poop in pill form. In other words, yes, you ingest somebody else's fecal matter. 15.
Recent research at the University of Austin found that dinosaurs probably didn't roar, but some definitely quacked like ducks. The next big hurdle for these scientists is to figure out how this information is relevant to our lives today.
14. In 1919, 21 people were killed by a flood of molasses in Boston. On a side note, although it was officially called the Boston Molasses Disaster, some have labeled it the Boston Molassacre. 13.
Wells Fargo has an ATM in Antarctica. And oh yeah, there are ice cream machines there too. And in unrelated news, Antarctica has the highest average IQ of all the continents. The IQ thing is because the only people who live in Antarctica are scientists.
12. When you get a kidney transplant, they usually leave your kidneys where they are and put the third one in your pelvis. The question now is, does more organs mean more human? 11.
T-Rex is more closely related to modern chickens than it was to the Stegosaurus. That means that we eat the T-Rex's closest living ancestor on a daily basis. It also means that dinosaurs didn't actually go extinct, they just learned to fly.
10. Malaria has killed half the people to ever live. Apparently, death has killed the other half.
9.
If you have 2 arms, you have more arms than the global average, so be happy. Now, for those of you who are having trouble with this concept, if you have 100 people in a room and just one of them is missing an arm, the average number of arms per person would be less than 2. It would be 0.995. In other words, because there are people in the world who have less than 2 arms, the average number of arms that any human would have is actually less than 2, albeit very slightly.
8.
Oxford University was founded before the rise of the Aztec Empire. That also explains the sacrifices so many people make to pay tuition. Too soon?
7.
Sharks have actually been around longer than trees. Sharks showed up about 400 million years ago, while trees came into the picture about 350 million years ago.
6.
Australia actually fought a war against emus. 2 of them. The emus won.
5.
The founder of Match.com, Gary Creeman, lost his girlfriend to a guy that she met on Match.com, and apparently he lost a couple of loyal clients in the process.
4.
Saudi Arabia imports camels from Australia. And sand. No, seriously, it really imports sand.
3.
The London Underground opened during the American Civil War. Also, people were able to take the tube to watch the last public execution in the UK. The American Civil War was from 1861 to 1865. The London Underground opened its first section, the Metropolitan Railway, in 1863. The last public hanging in London was outside the walls of Newgate Prison in 1868, making it possible for people to take the Underground at the time.
2.
It's true. Cucumbers are actually berries. But, as a wise man once said, knowledge is knowing that cucumbers are berries. Wisdom is knowing not to put cucumbers in your smoothie.
1.
We all know that Russia is a huge country, but did you know that it's bigger than one of our dwarf planets? Pluto is just over 16 million square miles, whereas Russia is over 17 million square miles.
We had a great time working with our friends over at Today I Found Out. If you haven't already, be sure to check out their channel so you can learn even more and answer the questions that you didn't even know you had. Don't forget us in the process though. Check us out on social media, and don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. And as always, stay curious.
Well, for my first reaction video, that was a doozy. Like the Robin Mahfood guy. he was like a guy who does charity work to try to give food to the kids in Africa. His name is Robin Mahfood. That was funny. I have no idea what the guy was talking about. Like I know what he's talking about. The fact that, you know, if one guy has only one arm and he's in a room with 10 other guys with 2 arms, it's gonna be the average number of arms is gonna be less than 2. But still, that kind of screws with your brain, doesn't it? I like the one. I didn't like the one when it comes with the when it comes to the whatever it is, that one, the fecal matter and everything. I have no idea what in the world. I have no idea what in the world they were talking about. Like, you know, what? Ingesting fecal matter? No, thank you. And there was some other interesting ones. The guy, the founder of Match.com, lost his girlfriend to a guy she found on Match.com. And you say irony? Yeah. So, what did you guys think? Did you guys enjoy that that clip up there? This is my first reaction video. I've been trying to do reaction videos all for like the past 6 months. And I finally figured out what I have to do now to do a reaction video. So there's going to be more reaction videos coming along the way. There's also going to be more live streams, which are now rapid reactions. Yes, that's right. Y'all have seen my rapid reactions for like the college football playoff and the presidential election, a lot of other things. Well, now my rapid reactions are live streams that I do. So make sure to be on the lookout for those things as well. You know, a couple weeks ago, I did a top 10 list, my first top 10 list. Top 10 lists are going to also be coming on this channel very shortly. So now that I know I can do reaction videos, we're going to have reaction videos, we're going to have top 10 lists, we're going to have rapid reactions. We're also going to have any other kind of videos that I feel like doing, anything I want to maybe get off my chest or anything like that. All those videos will be coming up here on this channel right here. I also have a gaming channel, A20 Gaming. Make sure you subscribe to that, because there's going to be at least one live stream a week over there, as well as one video on this channel a week as well. So, did you like what you saw? Hit the thumbs up. Share with all your family and friends. Make sure you subscribe as well. Post down in the comments, what did you think about that? 25 facts that you wouldn't believe were true, but are. The description, the link will be in the description box down below. So make sure you check it out. Go there, subscribe to their channel. I'm gonna do the same as well. So this is your boy AJ Trip signing off. Be good to each other, y'all, and I will talk to you very soon.